DCX Systems is the first IPO to hit the market post Diwali this year. DCX Systems is a leading defense offset player for system integration of electronic subsystems, manufacture of cable harnesses, and kitting. Defense offset is a mechanism via which government encourages foreign defense players to get orders from the country to procure from Indian vendors. DCX System IPO opens on 31st October and closes on 2nd November. The issue size is 500 crore, comprising of a 400 crore fresh issue and a 100 crore OFS by the promoters and other entities. The face value is rupees 2. Bid lot is 72 shares and multiples thereof. Price at the upper end is rupees 207. 75% of the issue is reserved for QIB and only 10% issue is for retail due to certain technical reasons. Only 0.34 lakh applications are required from the retail side for one-time subscription of the retail quota, which means the retail quota is quite low. DCS Systems is a preferred Indian offset partner for foreign OEMs for executing aerospace and defense manufacturing projects. Most of the projects in defense area leave some government to government orders have an offset clause whereby items have to be procured from within the country. The promoters of the company are Dr. H.S. Raghavendra Rao and others. The company commenced operations in 2011 and it operates a single factory in High-Tech Defense and Aerospace Park, SEZ, Bengaluru in Karnataka with area of over 30,000 square feet. All testing, manufacturing, all activities are carried out in this single facility. So all revenue is contributed by this single facility. As of June 2022, it had 26 customers spread over Israel, US, Korea, and India. Key customers include Elta Systems, Israel Aerospace Industry, System Missiles and Space Division, which are part of the same group. Bharat Electronics, the defense PSU major, Astra Rafael Comsys, Alpha Altec Defense and Aerospace Systems, and local companies like Astra Microwave Products, Kalyani Rafael Advanced Systems Private Limited, etc. DCX system is basically into three business verticals. First is system integration. We should differentiate, it's not manufacture, they are mostly into system integration of modules in the area of radar systems, sensors, electronic warfare, missiles, and communication systems. This forms 85.3% of their revenue. Next product category is cable and wire harness assemblies, which they manufacture, and this contributes 2.7% of their revenue in FY22. They are also into kitting, which means supplying assembly-ready kits for electronic and electromechanical parts. This is 12% of their revenue. Their largest customer is Elta Systems Limited and Israel Aerospace Industry System Missiles and Space Division, collectively known as the IAI Group. They contribute about 48% of the offset business of DCX system. The company holds many certifications for quality management systems for aviation, space, and defense product manufacturing, which is helpful in securing orders. Also, it has a defense industrial license from Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, for manufacture of defense subsystems, including microwave components, modules for radar and electronic warfare subsystems, microwave submodules for command and guidance units for missile subsystems. So these stand in good stead when it gets orders in the area of defense. The DCX system IPO got a good response from the anchor investors. HDFC Mutual Fund bought about 1/4 of the issue size, and other investors also participated. in the anchor investor as anchor investor. If we look at the financials of the company, the revenue of the company has grown at a good pace, touching 1100 crores in FY22 on a consolidated basis. This quarter, the revenue appears to be less, but it is not comparable because uh, there's a trend of low revenues in first quarter, and there are more revenues as the year progresses, particularly in the last quarter. Face value is rupees 2, and on the post-issue share capital of about rupees 19 crores after the IPO, the EPS works out to be 6.78, which translates to a price to earning ratio of 30.5 and a market cap of about 2000 rupees and a market cap to sales ratio of 1.82. The proceeds from the IPO will be partly used, uh, actually 110 crores of it will be used for repayment in full of certain borrowings. The company DCX system has significant short-term borrowings due to the nature of its business. It has to procure considerable amount of raw materials, which form a significant chunk of its revenue. So 110 crores will go towards repayment of this. 160 crores will go towards funding the working capital requirement, and about 45 crores will go towards investment in a wholly owned subsidiary, Enel Advanced Systems Private Limited, to fund its capital expenditure. It is setting a EMS facility for design, development, and manufacturing life cycle support of high reliability electronic and electromechanical systems used in aerospace, defense, medical electronics, and industrial electronics applications. In fiscal 2022, the company exported 76 US dollars, 76 million US dollars worth of equipment, and it accounted for about 4.7% of the overall defense exports from the country. About 87% of the FY 2022 consolidated revenue came from defense offset contract, and 13% came from non-offset. Export accounted for about 56% of FY 2022 revenue. Major exports are to Israel, and also there is a pickup in exports to North America and Korea. Some concerns: the company has significant dependence on Indian offset defense partners for revenue, and there can be changes in offset defense policy. In fact, defense offset policy has continuously undergone changes. DCX system operates a single facility in high-tech defense and aerospace SEZ at Bengaluru. This is prone to revenue disruption due to any instability, workforce issues, or any political factor. It faces a supplier concentration risk as the top three customers account for 80.5% of its revenue. One of the subsidiaries, group companies, DCX Chol, it's supposed to be debarred for product quality deficiencies and defaults and delivery of products by Defense Logistics Agency of USA. There can be reprioritization of funds in the Indian defense, though currently it seems that uh, large orders are likely in defense sector. There is a raw material risk as the company has to procure considerable amount of raw material, and also there is a foreign exchange risk involved. If we look at the peers of the company, Apollo Micro, Astra Micro, Bharat Electronics, Centum Electronics, Data Patterns, Paras Defense are some of the peers of the company. Among these, Data Patterns, Paras Defense have very good margins. They have their own products. BEL is a PSU. It has good margins but enjoys a lower P ratio being a PSU. Apollo Micro and Extra Micro are other companies in electronics area, and they are comparable. They can be compared somewhat to this company, though the companies revenue is much higher than Apollo Micro and slightly more than Astra Micro. Uh, if we see the margins of the company, the EBITDA margins as well as the net profit margins of DCX systems are bit low in single digits. They are better than Phantom, which is in loss, but they are slightly low. This is because DCX is engaged in system integration and it is not into supply of any technological items or manufacture of any item. The PE being demanded by DCX looks reasonable. Assessment defense exports from India are expected to touch 12,000 crores this fiscal. Government India has taken several measures to stimulate Make in India program, Atmanirbhar Bharat through policy support programs, and government comes with several lists of defense items which progressively are debarred from imports, and more indigenous content is encouraged by the government as a part of its policy to encourage local production and procurement in the defense sector in the country. DCX Systems top line has shown very good growth and it has grown at a compounded annual growth of 56% between 20 and 2022. Operating and net profit have also increased, but the margins uh, are low, though there is some improvement and they are still in single digits. The company holds many key certifications for quality management systems as well as a defense industrial license too, and this is a plus point for the company as it helps it to bag orders in this area. Company has a strong order book of about 2,500 crores, which bodes well for the company. This amounts to almost 2 years of its revenue. It has recently made good inroads into orders with PSU major, defense major BEL, Bharat Electronics. The company has a presence in niche defense and aerospace industry with global accreditation. Thus, it has got a good visibility and also the good visibility of cash flow because it deals with very reputed customers. DCX system is well positioned to capitalize on the emerging tailwinds in the defense sector, which are very much evident. On the post-issue equity, PE being demanded is 30.5x of the FY22 earnings. Thus, PE is not high and is rather low compared to its peers. Company has a dominant market share. Price to book value is also reasonable at 3.9x and is lower than most of the peers. I intend to apply in DCX systems IPO. So risk in this IPO, in my view, is very low. Expected reward can be moderate to good profit. I would not expect superlative profits because the company is not into manufacturing and its margins are not that high as those of data patterns, the Paras defense. So good profits can be expected. Listing gains are likely. Current GMP is 65 to 70 rupees. One can hold it for medium term, even if the margins are in lower side. Subscription is expected to be quite high. I intend to apply in this IPO on day one. Please do your own diligence. These are my views only for educational purposes. Please read this disclaimer carefully. This presentation is only for educational purposes. These are my personal views. Though I have some qualifications as and past some certifications, I am not a SEBI registered investment advisor. And my whole purpose is to help you to make an informed decision which you should take yourself and not go by any suggestion or advice from my side. Thank you.